That's what we do on Morning Combat. This one's called Over Under.
Over Under.
Oh, look at that graphic.
That's where you gotta rub the loofah over and under your disgusting untrimmed genitals.
I've got 10 of them, Luke. I'm going to read you a number, tell you what it is. You tell me simply over or under. Here we go. 1.5. The amount of times that the UFC's light heavyweight and middleweight titles will change hands combined in 2022.
Okay, so your heavyweight champion is...
No, light heavyweight and middleweight, Luke. Get it together.
And middleweight, excuse me. So light heavyweight. So it's going to be Glover, and then it's going to be Adesanya. Between those two weight classes, will you have at least 2 change of hands? Yes, I'll take the over. I will take the over.
Ooh, what do you predict? What do you predict happening in the title picture of both? You know, sort of looking to what fuels that answer, Luke?
So Glover, I don't feel like he might win his next one or whatever, but I don't feel like he's going to hold it within a year's time. If he defends it at least twice, he'll lose once.
I mean, he could defend once and retire for all we know, Luke. Right?
That's true, but would that count as changing hands?
Yeah, if somebody else, gets the title.
So either by hook or by crook, it ends up being the same.
Yeah.
And then I do think Adesanya will beat Whitaker the second time, but after that, it becomes a little bit harder to say.
Yeah, I think even though no one's given indications to this, I think once he gets through this Whitaker rematch, you have to ask yourself, like, what is there at middleweight for Adesanya? I think he moves up to 205 full time, Luke.
He might. That's a great point. He might. He really might. Honest to God,
you have to change his body a little, change his outlook on the game. He learned a lot from the Jan fight. It would be him making a run at a second title would be the best move for him. I think historically with what he's accomplished so far.
You might be right.
All right, Luke. Our second one is this: 0.5. The amount of times your tweets will appear on the screen during UFC broadcasts in the next year.
Well, considering that the number has been 0 for as long as they've been doing the practice, I don't know why that would change. Clearly, either Dana or somebody involved in the production does not like me, and so they have boycotted me, and I don't imagine that will in any way change.
Nah, Luke, I got to take the over here. Things are, ever since you met me, Luke, things in your life have just been looking up, man. So let's stay optimistic here.
Yes, I've only been to the hospital 4 times since I've met you.
Reform, Luke. I've brought on the need and the understanding and the through my being so open about my setbacks in life. It's woken you up, Luke. I'll say this: we just won a major award. And I think, a lot of people are going to start taking notice if they haven't before, if they wanted to avoid, I know, Luke, you've been around in this game before Morning Combat. I'm not saying that, but were you well-liked before Morning Combat, Luke?
I don't think I'm well-liked now.
Okay.
So I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that really changed.
I think this year, you're going to be surprised, bro. It's a big year for you. All right.
Certainly there's been a lot more positivity this year than in previous years, but in terms of outright attention... I mean, you saw who we talked to. There's UFC executives I talked to when we were in Vegas that last week, or 3 weeks ago, whatever it was, and they were nice to me. So it's not like everyone at UFC doesn't like me, but there's definitely for sure Dana doesn't, and then there's a few along the way that don't as well. But there's a bunch that do too. It's pretty split.
All right, our next one, Luke, 3.5. The number of UFC fighters who would be betting favorites in fights against Jon Jones right now.
Oh wow. Okay. So anybody from any weight class, provided they could get the betting odds nod, right?
Yep, it would have to be next. For whatever you think Jon is physically right now, you could do the fight at 205, you could do it at heavyweight, either or, but who do you think would be betting favorites against him?
Okay, so let's think about anyone who could possibly be betting favorites against him. So the 3 that come to mind right away would be Gane, Ngannou, and then Miocic.
What about? I was going to say you got to have Stipe in there for sure.
Right. You would have to have one more for this to work. And even, by the way, even those 3 might not be favorites, but you could at least imagine a scenario where they would be. Who would be the 4th? Would it be Derek Lewis? No. Would it be? Oh, you know what? Well, no, because the question is betting favorite. But yes. I'm telling you right now, I I would put money on Magomed Ankalaev to beat Jon Jones. I would put money on that.
Wow.
Yeah. But that's not what the betting odds would say. So I'm
I
actually
thought you were going to say Prochazka by knockout. I thought you would say that.
No, Prochazka is too wild. He's too wild. He's very, very... Dude, Prochazka is very good, and he's going to beat good fighters. He probably beats Glover. We'll have to see. But he's still a little too wild. Someone as careful and calculating as Jon Jones is going to be problems for him. But somebody like Magomed Ankalaev, I could see being a real problem for him.
A Glover to share a rematch. A lot closer than their first meeting, or the same thing?
First one went the distance. I was there for it. He twisted his arm early with that standing Frank Mir lock, and his arm was never the same. I'll say a little bit closer this time. Yeah.
All right.
I still think Jon wins, though.
Adesanya versus Jon at 205. You don't think the odds makers could go the Adesanya way, thinking Jones is going in the other direction right now?
You know what's funny? I've actually had to watch, even yesterday I rewatched it again, the Adesanya Blachowicz fight, because I'm really trying to do something for my personal channel on like why that fight went against Adesanya. It's pretty funny for the reasons why, but I don't think, again, you're talking about who the odds makers would pick. I think given his performance in that, even though I still have questions about Jon at 205, the current state of him anyway, not like obviously his resume, but I still don't think Adesanya would get the odds favored even if he was champion, I don't know if he would get it over Jon. So no, like, can you find 4 fighters for odds makers to pick? I don't think you can. I would take the under on that one. Says a lot about what he's done in the sport.
Absolutely. All right, 8.5. The number of times Brock Lesnar has competed in MMA with PEDs in his system over his 9-bout career.
I would take the over. It's got to be all 9. I don't think he's ever done one natty, and I want to be very clear about this. I absolutely do not care whatsoever. Doesn't impact my judgment of his abilities or anything else at all. So,
all right, take that. 4.5, Luke. The number of ranked UFC fighters who watch at least part of all 3 weekly MK shows.
Oh, I'll take the under on that. I mean, Emily Whitmire, who's not even ranked, walked by us and we were like, hey, were you surprised we won? And she was like, you fucking bitches. I was like, wow, okay. That was a little strong, but all right.
She was like, I didn't think you guys had a chance in hell, I think was her exact quote. So yeah.
Yeah, she was like, I have $20 in my pocket and I wouldn't have spent it on you. And I'm like, oh, all right. That's a nice thing to say for 2 award winners, but okay.
All right,
I mean, that's...
Okay, maybe the ranked part of this question made it obvious. Okay, you're taking the under.
Do I think 4 UFC fighters watch all 3 a week? At least 4? Yeah, I know I'm almost dead certain 4. Ranked though, I don't know about that.
All right, who's on our team right now? Billy Q,
Sean Brady. Sean Brady listens a lot.
Adrian Yanez has come out as a donk, right?
Adrian Yanez. You know who listens a lot as well? Alexander Rakic. Rakic
really? Dude, that guy's a badass. I take that as a compliment. All right.
Yeah, Rakic is a beast. No, Rakic listens for sure.
Apparently Anthony Smith too, Luke. Yeah. Whoops on that one, Luke.
Yeah, when he was up in your grill reminding you of shit you said, it was pretty clear he watched the show, actually.
Yeah. Danny Rube, too. All right. Luke, let's keep it going here. 15. The number of months until we finally see Jaron Boots Ennis challenge for a welterweight title.
Now, when you say a world title, you mean one of the real ones? Like they're not going to create for him the WBA Super Philly cheesesteak title?
Yeah, I guess in this take, a vacant one would count, but it has to be one of the big 4 real titles.
I'll take the under. I think there is just way too much momentum around him. I agree that right now he's in a bit of a weird spot because he's obviously crazy talented, and the people who have belts don't want to see him at all, and they're going to try and find ways around that, which is why I think the question is quite fair. But with the promotional push around him and what he's capable of, I think it'll be in this year he has a belt around his waist.
In this year? So you're taking the... wow, okay.
I'll take the under, yeah.
I was going to take the over because... Well, look, I don't want to take the over because that means that, we go a year and a half. But it's like, Spence is going to unify against Ugas. In fact, I think Spence on a live Instagram said it's going to be in April. And also we know that, if Spence wins that, you got to do the fight against Crawford if they can do it. I wonder if that'll push it off. But Luke, you know what I think the fight is for Ennis? Is we got Keith has been off forever since the Pacquiao fight. If Keith Thurman wins that, that's the perfect big name, former champion, still something in the tank, but welcome fight against, and we find out really how great.
That'd be awesome. Listen, you know boxing better, so you're probably right. But I also just am so high on him that I feel like promoters are going to try to find any way they can to start putting some hardware on him.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Luke, 125. 125. The amount of THC...
125 seems comically low. I mean, just Mikey is probably housing somewhere around 500, right? Just Mikey. I mean,
for breakfast, it was like,
for breakfast. I mean, he's like, he how some people put like ketchup on their eggs. He just has THC in a salt thing and just. So he's probably high as balls right now. Gaff and Corey. They're probably each at like 75 milligrams of.
I wish we had like when you're playing a fight game, there's like the meter on top with your energy.
Yeah.
I wish we had that for THC going at all times on this show. You know?
Dude, you know who's just absolutely high as fucking balls right now, though? Like right now, sitting in that control room, unable to function? Sally. Sally just stays high, bro. Just
she's soft spoken. She's there's maybe Luke, maybe that's her superpower.
Bro, she tries to hide it in that like, oh, I'm here to help. I'm going to be quiet and be nice to everybody, because she is nice to everybody. She's great and she is quite helpful. She's probably also high tripping balls right now.
Yeah.
So
what's the secret?
The answer is definitely under.
A lot of people ask, what makes the show so great? What's the secret? Sauce. Yeah, it's probably that. All right, Luke. 18.
Oh,
the
God,
percentage.
Jesus. Please don't make this what I. Okay.
The percent. No, not an age. Look, the age you'd be.
I thought you were Phil. It's like, Phil, what kind of women do you like? He's like, preferably alive.
Luke, the percentage of MK fans who agree with your take last year that Anthony Smith is, quote, must-see TV every single time.
Okay, so how many MK fans are actually smart? You want me to answer that?
Just to answer the question, over under, Luke.
I'll take the under, but I don't make content for the masses. I make contents for the special people. So, okay.
For the record, as I told Anthony Smith, he's a great guy. I like him a lot, Luke. Okay.
Yeah, you like fucking with him is what you like.
I mean, what are the odds I see him again in person, Luke? Right?
Probably pretty good. Although he might be retired by next time you see him. I don't know how much time he's got left in the game, but we'll see.
All right, Luke, we got two more. Here we go. 1.5, 1.5. The amount of UFC female pay-per-view main events that will be booked over the next 2 years.
Female now, to give you pay-per-view main events over the next 2 years. Okay.
To give you reference here, Luke, there were 0 female pay-per-view main events in 2021. 1 in 2020, 1 in 2019, Ooh. 3 in 2018. So it's been a while since it was a regular thing.
I'll take... this is a tough one. I'll take the over. I think there's a decent chance they sign Kayla Harrison. And I think if they do, they will find a way to put her in some big main events, either with Amanda or 2 times or whatever, something. They're going to find a way. So I'll take the over. It's a great question.
What is the last female UFC pay-per-view main event? I had to look it up. What was the last one?
The last one we've had?
Yeah.
What year was it?
2020.
2020. Shit, I don't know.
Amanda Nunes versus Felicia Spencer, Luke.
Which was, a bit of a dud. Felicia got her ass kicked.
Yeah, indeed. I think that's why, look, there are plenty of matchups that you can concoct involving Rose. It'd have to be probably Valentina against Amanda to be a main event, but I think there's a few that can be done. You get Miesha Tate.
It's possible.
Yeah, you get Miesha Tate in a title fight, Holly Holm. I mean, there's some things you can do to push that over. All right, finally, Luke, here we go. 2.5, 2.5. The number of times Tai Tuivasa has shit his pants since the age of 13.
Ooh. Now, that could be for anything. Like, he could have done it because he was just drunk, or he could have done it because he had, like, the flu.
or he ate just something ridiculous and didn't make it to the bathroom in time. There's a lot of ways this could work, Luke. Because if shitting your pants is cool, he might be Miles Davis, and we just don't know it, Luke.
Right. He probably is Duke Ellington. You know what I'm saying? The Duke Ellington of just sharding,
I mean, Luke, you do have to understand that you never know the meaning of never trust a fart until you know it. Once you know that meaning, Luke,
brother, you should have done this question with me. I don't know if I could do 2.5 over under in the last week. Are you kidding?
Come on, Luke, it's got to be the over. I mean, there's no chance.
Like full on shitting his pants? Yeah, probably. I mean, listen, let me just say something. The answer is over. Okay, it's over.
It's just how over.
It's A, it's how over, and B, just in the interest of transparency with the audience, let he who is without sin cast the first stone. I mean, I don't want Taito Ivasa to feel alone here for any reason.